That's the best way to start a stream, is with a loud cough. That was my jump scare. I hope you all received it well. Early now, and a little bit of history as to why this is happening on December 9th. So, pretty much as far back as my time with RadioPSI has happened, I've done something with Cthulhu on the holiday season. One year it was the the Cthulhu Christmas Extravaganza. And then one year it was the Solstice carols. One year it was a reading of the festival. And we've got this now. I figure if there's any game worth playing for the Solstice, it's one that features prominently the old ones. The great old ones, the elder gods. I will, before we start here... It's loading my profile. Hold on. You're all going to see my username for PS4 now. This game is not the prettiest game to look at. I will let you know that in advance. This game is downright fugly to look at. It closely resembles a PS3, if not PS2 game graphically. The sound design is amazing, except for the voices, which suddenly shift from loud to quiet, seemingly at random, even in the same scene. As you can see, I've been playing. I haven't advanced past Chapter 9 just yet. This game, thus far, has been amazing, though. While it is ugly to look at, the story more than makes up for it. It's very close to what it would be like to play a Call of Cthulhu campaign by Chaosium on the D100 system. Very close. Very, very, very close. So that's enough talking about it. So let's go ahead and start at the Pierce Investigations Agency in Boston. We play as a veteran of the First World War. He drinks and takes pills, and now he's a detective. You are going to have to get used to this type of loading screen between chapters quite a bit, and they linger for a while. We're still loading. Still loading. Still almost. There we go. Enter madness. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who, in his callousness, can remain sane to the hideous end. I mean, this is what it's like to wake up when you live in New Jersey. I don't know what he's complaining about. Okay. So, you move, you look, blah, 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 blah. Same as you'd pretty much expect it to be. Alright. Now we can't see exactly what that is, so we need a light source. We'll just take this glowing lantern for a little while. But could that splash have been off in the background? I wonder. Weird thing is, I didn't see that the first time I played this, so... Guess this game always has something exciting for you. It might be Gollum, Lord Bodbury. He might just be looking for the ring, but he's looking in a wrong place.
What a putrid offering. Don't fight. You have been chosen. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Everything's fine. We're just drunk. Okay, that's also clever. I didn't notice this song they were playing when you woke up. That's clever.
I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now, their effect has been wearing off. The phone's ringing, but I'm going to ignore that
It's been too long since I've slept in a bed.
For the time being, because there's stuff I want here.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
So, there's his whiskey. As you can see, he's not a very...
I should get rid of all this stuff.
He's not very happy with his current existence, needless to
It's been a while
say.
since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Okay, so over here you get just notes based on what you're doing, where you're going, what your mission is. This is your basically your character sheet. These are actual stats from the Call of Cthulhu game, which is very good. It also has the sanity mechanic, and it goes through the various traumas he's been through and shows where he's at on his sanity. Darkwater is a place that we'll be going. We don't know anything about it yet. And right now, all it says Lost Battalion. Have a drink, man. We're in Prohibition era, so he's not getting this drink legally.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Okay, so they're using a fire at a agency as an excuse to kind of build your profile in the beginning, allowing you to allocate character points. We have 8 character points, and we can't put it into medicine or occultism. Those are determined through books that you find along the way. Problem is, much like in the tabletop game, reading the books on the occult will also lower your sanity. Depending on the choices you make here, will depend on how you are actually able to play the game. With eloquence, you could talk your way through. With strength, you could brute force your way through situations. Your major ones are going to be spot hidden and investigation, because without spot hidden, you won't be able to see certain clues or certain places that you would if you did. So I'm going to at least bring spot hidden up to level 3. I'm gonna bring his eloquence up to level 3 and get his psychology underway. When I played on my file, I pretty much dumped everything I had into investigation and spot hidden. Everything.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, will you too?
I'm coming.
Like I said, this can be a very ugly game to look at.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem. And I must
Excuse
say,
me.
I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sara Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting.
Don't mind the sudden change in my voice.
All the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at the picture.
Okay.
That's all you got. The painting.
I
And
placed a
now the
file
voices
on your
are loud
desk.
again.
It contains everything I have on the affair.
Okay, so let's take a look
A
at
warehouse
this.
on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
So, a shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they, nevertheless, insist on Sara Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sara and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. So basically, he has no information on this case at all. Okay? So, the next thing we're going to want to do is investigate this delightful painting.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sara Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Okay, so see, there's an unlocked response because of the investigation that I did, the information that I gathered. I can ask a question here. This one, because of my investigation / professional level, I'm allowed to ask or inquire about this line here. If I didn't have a higher investigation, this would be closed off. It would be in red.
Her husband was a big deal. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Let's see. Next we'll just tell him that the painting shouldn't be taken lightly.
Could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is it?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things?
I never knew what she meant by that.
She only
My daughter
thought
was an
she saw
enigmatic
things.
figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Okay, so we've pretty much uncovered every information we're going to get from this old man, so we'll just tell him
I think
goodbye.
I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed follow.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sara Hawkins' death. You will be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
So basically, the setup here is...
Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic.
Well, let him finish
I'll
talking.
no doubt find some information on this island in there.
He is at risk of losing his license to practice, his law in his detective agency. Because he hasn't taken any cases recently due to the fact that he is addicted to sleeping pills and whiskey. This guy came in and gave him this creepy painting and told him basically, do this because I know your situation and you're pretty much screwed if you don't. So he is going to get into a big ol' thing now. That he pretty much won't be able to get out of. Now, that book of medicine helped me progress my medicine just a smidge. Not a lot, but just a little bit. For RadioPSI here.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But
We
I've
already
never
knew
heard
that.
of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
So Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows. But today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Apparently, the Red Sox beat somebody. They beat D. Red Sox beat D. Red Sox beat Delightful Bakery. Red Sox beat Drug Habit. They might have beaten the Brewers. Who knows? The Red Sox can't beat their way out of a paper bag anymore, so... Okay, Chapter 2. Time for another delightful loading screen. You know, the loading screen wouldn't be quite as bad if it had some kind of sound, music, something going on besides this. The swirling circles, the barely moving line. Well, I guess that's true, Lord Bobbery. They did beat everybody this year. I don't know that the loading screen is supposed to be taking this long for Chapter 2, but I'm just going to let it ride for a little while. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. It's moving. It's moving again. Here we go. Yeah, almost. Come on, Cthulhu. Can we see Chapter 2? Come on. Almost. There we go. Thanks, Cthulhu.
Almost there.
And if we play well enough, we'll get him here in time for Solstice.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload.
There's guys.
Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sara Hawkins.
Nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you.
His bar.
As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay, so essentially, at this point, all you really need to do is go to the Harbor Master office, but you miss out on so much if you do. So let's just take a look around. This guy who will not speak to you.
Hey, Sullivan, can't you go any faster?
You force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad. Don't put that beast back in the water, you...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's...
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah?
They're not very happy about trying to put that whale back in the water. Let's see what's going on over here.
But you can stay to watch if you want. You can pick up the pieces.
Come on, you bastard. You'll see what a true sailor...
Nothing for you here either. Beat it.
Hear that? You bilge rats don't scare me.
What did he call us just now?
I said you were a bilge rat. Even a poxed limpet.
You're a poxed limpet.
Hidden in the fog.
I'll shut up your big mouth once and for all.
Optimistic.
Man, those are some fighting words. I wouldn't let somebody get away with calling me a poxed limpet.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
I think we'll get along well.
This will affect your destiny. Something was in that rank.
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back, sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
I don't speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah? Well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little...
Take another drink, boy.
You want a drink?
I'll have a second
Same
one.
again, please.
There you go.
Drink. In my file, I'm not allowed to drink here. I messed up at that little fight there, and I did not apologize, so he's forbidden me from drinking.
That's no moonshine.
You can say that again. House recipe.
I'm kind of curious what happens if I keep drinking here.
You want a drink?
One more. It'll be the last.
They all say that.
There's Ryan.
Whoa.
Looks like Monsieur is a connoisseur. Not bad for a guy from the city.
Whoa.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
Oh, we can't drink again. Okay, we can only drink 3 times.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around.
That's 2 people who have warned us away from that
First
warehouse.
off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Okay.
That'll be all for now.
We've had a couple drinks. We talked to the guy. Now we could go around and explore the rest of this bar. Let's see.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
These are people's... Ms. Baker always free for the lady. Andrews owes $6. S. Winchester owes $9. C. Hawkins owes $68. And Captain Fitzroy owes $12. If C. Hawkins is dead, you'd think they'd erase his debt at the very least. I mean, I would. Anyway. Prohibition, which apparently we do not agree with.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
You said it.
She will do it again, you know.
Oh,
The girl doctor, cold. She won't stop asking.
not that again. She will get us into trouble.
Those guys won't talk to us, so...
The Miraculous Catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Scylla returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Scylla, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board. Of a size that went beyond that of the formidable toothed whales, the cetacean that is already being called the Miraculous Catch covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. There's no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Marks is putting his warehouse up for rent from June for fishing, workshops, or storage activities. You can contact him via your favorite newspaper or visit him on the docks. Special evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of our brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the Miraculous Catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
I can't tell what book he's reading.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader.
Can't go that way. Let's get this one out of the way. She's always unpleasant.
What you looking at, stranger?
We could either just be like, you drink a lot, or you're pretty.
The clientele is predominantly men.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it. I told you to beat it.
She told us to beat it.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the Miraculous Catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper
It happened
report.
that way.
Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the Miraculous Catch.
Exactly.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
I like to win the whales. I would like to drink it. Oh, drink it with whales. Oh. City of Darkwater Harbor Master. Let's take a look around his office and nose into his personal life.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
The terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Cat.
Broke? This place seems half abandoned. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
It's a toilet. One moment, please. I had 3 drinks.
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years.
Alright, so let's see here. Our medicine went up by just a smidge again. Oops, let's go back to Pierce. Sanity is still stable. We're still okay. So we've met or heard of all these people. And this just details the clues that we've gone over in each various chapters that we've been through. And in our inventory, still nothing new, but our knowledge has been increased with these bits and baubles. Oh wait, go. Yeah, I have a thing to spend, and I'm going to spend it on psych. There we go. Okay. Let us continue our seeking of knowledge.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
He has a wooden leg. Or had a wooden leg.
What a macabre souvenir.
I brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifest.
The
On the
cargo.
table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. That's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of this document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? And now he's gone. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights of the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your documents are unreadable.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
See, that's an unlocked answer because we investigated. Otherwise, we'd just been like, why did he do that?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
Oh man, this microphone kind of just boop, boop, boop. Okay.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The
Right over
warehouse is
there.
opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Way over there.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The Miraculous Catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailors' return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on the wall of the stranded whale.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Okay. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Now we're pretty much clear to do whatever we will. So both the alleyway over here, as you could tell by the threatening mob leaving that area, as well as this direction, are free. They're still saying the same stuff.
What could have done so much damage? What could have done so much damage?
What?
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
Don't do it. You're crazy.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I've never heard of this saint. Is it a local belief?
But everyone knows St. Brendan, the Navigator.
He's the patron saint of whales and whalers.
What happened to the statue?
Go see for yourself. He's at the end of the jetty.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Darkwater?
Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know that I didn't do this the last time I played. I went up the alley and I found secret entrances. But now, I'm learning more about this game.
Behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
Okay, buddies.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like
Whalers.
us, until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah.
This is just interesting seeing all this extra information now.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing.
What do you mean it's early for alcohol? You just drank 3 drinks.
Fitzroy gives us a few
The
chores
darkest,
every now and again,
dankest
but
rum.
Since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
If it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hid them somewhere in your hut. How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
This is part of the story I never heard. No. don't see very much in the way of wharf rats, but I do see lots of crabs. That guy doesn't want to talk to me. What about this guy? You have anything to say? No? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I guess that's St. Brendan. And something is written in Relayan on his body.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
Relayan. Man, all this stuff that I missed. Because I was just so eager McBeaver.
Broken.
Wow.
It's no use.
So I can't even get in there, because my investigation is... I cannot read Relayan yet. No. I just know that it's Relayan. Because I play, you know, the Call of Cthulhu tabletop. I know what it is. Alright.
Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep... What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaps. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I went to see the statue of St. Brendan.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors?
Who else in Europe?
Cat. She's your boss.
What?
You listen through keyhole.
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
I bid you gentlemen farewell.
I'm just curious if there's another way into the warehouse, or if this has to be done.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry,
We're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
They're still saying the same old thing. Nobody listens to them anyways.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told that flunky that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. Just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
That fool Fitzroy can't keep his dogs on a leash.
I'll have to send him a more clear-cut message.
Lord Bobry, the game, just the atmosphere only grows from here. This is just the tip of the iceberg, really.
I told you to beat it.
Okay, so pretty much the only way I know of that I'm going to get into that warehouse is through the secret passage in the alley. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. Gloop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo. Okay. Spot hidden is important here. I did level up my spot hidden sufficiently, so I should be able to find all the items I need. Nope, that's not one of them. You'll know it's a spot hidden item because you'll see a little tiny green dot.
A handle?
On some of them, anyway. That one was just a giant green magnifying glass. And the green question mark is still blinking, which means there's still spot hidden items to be found in this area. I'm wondering if I could find all three. If I could find all three items at the same time.
Rusty, but in working order.
Or
a whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
I don't remember if the last piece of this is upstairs or not. don't think it is, honestly.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
There it is.
This ratchet device seems to be usable.
Okay.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating. Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
Okay, so now we can get in.
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. Smells harmless, but should I beware of psychotropic effects?
Gonna have to go for a swim. Hey, it's that splashing again. Yeah, that was a little messed up. Oh, man.
This is primitive.
But this is important too. Check this out. His sanity was affected by that a little bit. He had a mental trauma as a result of the submerged city.
Oh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sara Hawkins case?
So, this is something that happens in certain areas of the game where you can reconstruct basically a crime scene and kind of figure out what happened there. So let's go ahead and do so.
Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sara Hawkins? The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages? Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks. What is this picture of Charles and Sara Hawkins doing here? Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Is this one of Sara Hawkins' paintings?
Okay, so he's pieced together some information, which means we can pull out of the dream type thing. So if we look... Oh, wrong button. If we now look at our clues... I think it's in our clues, and maybe it's not. Yeah, there it is. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact. The presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sara Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life, photograph, press cutting. But it is the discovery of a partly charred painting recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins mansion that allows all doubts to be lifted as to the link between the contents of this building and the Hawkins case. Officer Bradley hasn't come into the building yet, but he's going to recognize it. Shh. But we should also spend our character point. 3 character points. My gosh. Okay, so we'll spend that on there, and we'll dump some points into our investigation skill. There we go. Okay, so now we pretty much just want to leave.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! You again. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Wound up? You mean messed up?
No. We don't take no lessons from the likes of you.
Oh, but you do.
And fairly. No stone was left unturned.
Really? Can you explain what this painting is doing?
Da-da-da.
Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way.
That's right.
Would you please shut the door? Open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage, or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins Mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Looks very nice for a house that burned down, huh? Chapter 3. Another loading screen. Oh, Cthulhu, please allow us to have another scene. It moved a little bit. If we truly believe in the heart of Cthulhu, then the game will load quicker. Ia Cthulhu Fatagan. It moved. And here we go.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion.
Definitely didn't burn down, did it?
The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. It's nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I still have questions. Like, I thought the mansion burnt down.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I do have other questions.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
There's much more I want to ask you.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Bradley was right. This place is
1693.
The flowers on Sara Hawkins' grave are fresh. The old caretaker must be very attached to her. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Unless Silas did it.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here.
Poor kid.
What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Man, why is the officer not coming with me? And I don't want to say that Silas is crazy, but Silas is crazy. Hey man, are you gonna leave me to deal with crazy Silas alone? You are? Alright. Okay, we'll deal with crazy old Silas.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! You are trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Sara Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
You still put flowers on her grave. You cherish her memory.
Mrs. Hawkins was an exceptional person. She cared for everyone around her.
Let me shed a light on what happened to her. Give me that key.
I'm probably making a big mistake, but it won't be the first. Here, take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, men. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Oh, it's awfully nice for the policeman to show up after being threatened by the crazy old man with an axe.
Shall we enter? Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
Now we're at the Hawkins mansion. Oh, we didn't ask Cthulhu to move the progress bar. Oh, Cthulhu, please allow us to move the progress bar even a fraction of an inch so we may bask in the glory of thine, you, the-ness of you. Ea Cthulhu Fatagan. No, that's not working this time. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Alright, Cthulhu had to think about it for a minute. And now. And there we go. Okay.
Follow me. I know the place.
You know the place.
Who left this light on?
You did.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
So now we have to reconstruct what happened in this room based on what we can find. But the interesting part is earlier in the game we were told that the fire started in the dining room, which is obviously not the case. So what do we know?
What kind of meat is this?
Head crab. I mean, really, guys, I'm gonna swing over to the other side. You tell me that this does not look like a head crab. Head crab. It's a head crab. It's a Half-Life head crab.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor. Sara Hawkins didn't eat. Was it because of the meat, or something else? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Lord Budbury, I mean, the Combine has their hands in a lot of things. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they had their hands in some elder god mythos. And we're serving people head crabs.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Sara Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
I hear Officer Bradley talking to me as if I'm in the room with him. We've got other things we need to look at, officer.
Charles and Sarah's wedding was painted by Sara herself. Charles and Sarah's wedding was painted by Sara herself. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
Okay, I also have an indicator that there's spot hidden in this area. Like this.
Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker?
He might have been.
Did Sara Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? They had a fight. Why? Did it stop at the time of the fire? The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others?
So there was a fight.
Did someone escape the fire?
So someone else was in this room during the fire. Or did one of these two escape the fire? Da-da-da-da!
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
The police truly botched this investigation, is what we...
This lab was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
Should I just flat out tell him the police botched the investigation, or just think, how the fire wasn't an accident at all? I think he needs to know that his force screwed up.
I think that some of your colleagues should turn in their badges. This room is bursting with evidence that seriously contradicts the official inquiry.
Well, of course, Mr. Holmes. Like what?
Look at all these unlocks. Ba-bam!
I was under the impression the fire started around midnight.
Yes, Silas banged on our door around 1 a.m. Poor devil ran so hard he was almost belching his lungs out.
This clock burned before 10 p.m.
That's impossible. What you imply? Silas never would have hurt the Hawkins family. Besides, Dr. Fuller confirmed the hour of death in his report. Your clock must have already have stopped.
Dr. Fuller?
A brilliant surgeon, and a friend of the family. I'm sure he took the matter to heart. So, excuse me if I value his opinion over yours.
So be it. Let's move on. It would seem at least one person fled the crime scene.
What'd you say?
That mark on the door. Someone's hand slid down. The left side